AEW Dynamite continues to get worse and worse week in and week out, just like main roster WWE. Raw and SmackDown are in the same boat. All three shows suck. Dynamite, Raw, and SmackDown. They are all atrocious, all unwatchable, all a waste of time. I'm not even going to hold you up. I'm being 1,000% serious. This is awful. It's awful television. We get saving grace with NXT, and NXT is solid for the most part. Even when it's not as good or it's not as strong of an episode, Shawn Michaels still delivers, even when NXT is down bad. He still finds a way to deliver. So we are going to talk about Dynamite briefly. And we are going to talk about AEW pay-per-views finally coming to Max. And we're going to get a discount. But spoiler alert, you're not really going to get a discount. It's only going to be about a $10 discount. So, yeah. So let's start with that. So apparently, starting on September 20th, All Out, if you are going to watch it via HBO Max, it will be $40. So you still have to pay your Max subscription, which is probably, depending on what you have, I want to say the middle package, I think, is it $14 to $16? So that's fine there, but then you have to pay an additional $40 to watch All Out and all other AEW, all other AEW pay-per-views going forward. And to me, I call bullshit. I don't like it. Number one, it's not worth it. Modern pro wrestling should be free. Or if you are going to charge something, a pay-per-view should be about at least $10 to $15. But really and truthfully, it should just cost you a subscription fee, and that is it. That's really what that should cost you. We know why this is being done is because AEW is not making any money. They're not going to go away from charging people $50 a pop for pay-per-view. Now it's $40. We have to deal with it. It sucks, and it's just a waste of time, but it is what it is. And moving on from there, let's talk about All Out being moved from 8 p.m. on September 20th to 3 p.m. To me, that's fine. I think the reason why they did that is because it does make sense. There is no point of going head-to-head with WWE because they are putting on WrestlePalooza. The AEW crowd has to realize it's not that important. If you're going to watch AEW, you're going to watch AEW. If you're going to watch WWE, then you're going to watch WWE. But if you're like me and others, if you're like us, I usually watch both shows. When AEW went head-to-head with NXT, I watched both shows. It's not that big of a deal. You know, you can watch one on your laptop and the other one on your tablet or however you are going to watch it. You can watch it, some type of way. Or if you have to do like a dual monitor or whatever, you'll find a way. So it is what it is. I don't care about this at all. I really don't. It just sucks that we have to continue to pay $40 to watch this shit. And it's just a waste of time. It really is. Just like this show. Just like this show. Let's go ahead and get into AEW Dynamite from September the 3rd, 2025. Okay, we kicked the show off with Gabe Kidd. He calls out Darby Allin. Him and Darby Allin, they have a brawl. And then the rest of the Deathriders, they show up. Wheeler Yuta, he shows up. He gets beaten down by Darby with a skateboard and thumbtacks. Claudio shows up as well. Then Hook shows up. I hate his theme song. His new theme song, it sucks. Will Nightingale shows up. The Ops, they show up. It's still a massive brawl. In the end, Darby and Gabe Kidd, they're brawling on the in the backstage area. They're brawling with that, and then apparently Darby puts Gabe in a body bag, and then he drags him via a truck, which is interesting. So, there's that. That probably didn't last but about maybe like 10 or 15 seconds. So, whatever. It's fine. I wouldn't have done any shit like that. Okay, moving on. None of this Deathriders shit matters. It doesn't. It's nonsensical. Moving on. So this leads us into the first match of the night. Mercedes Mone defeats Alex Windsor. She retains the TBS Championship via a fucking roll-up. Yay! We get roll-ups almost a good 5 times a week. We get a couple on Raw. We get a couple on NXT sometimes. We get a couple on Dynamite. We get a couple on TNA. And we get a couple on SmackDown. So we probably get a good, probably 10 to 12 roll-ups for wrestling, which is way, way too much. So, whatever. So post-match, Windsor, she attacked Mercedes Mone. Mercedes got the upper hand. And then, basically, Riho, who was all but 95 to 100 and maybe 5 to 10 pounds at best, and she gets the upper hand on Mercedes, and it seems like they're going to set up a championship match between them two, probably either at a random Dynamite or at All Out. Who cares? I don't really give a shit about this. I have not been a fan of Riho for a while, for like 6 years, if we're being honest. Moving on. So this leads us into the ops. So they were talking backstage. Hook interrupts him. He tells him not to fight his battles for him. Samoa Joe clears the air about Will Hobbs replacing him in the trios title match, as well as saying they have all their battles to fight with the Deathriders. And then Hook is unenthusiastic about this. He's less than pleased. And so, whatever. I guess they're probably going to turn Hook heel. I don't really give a shit about this. This is a waste of time. Hook, to me, he's shown no promise. He's kind of boring. He really is. He's just there just to be there. I really wish that the WWE would have gave him a call, and they would have kind of got him, and allowed him to bulk up a little bit and everything and all that. But apparently they didn't want him, so it is what it is. Who cares? Moving on. So basically, Ricochet and his boys, the Gates of Agony, they addressed the Hurt Syndicate. They basically challenged them to a match at All In. So that's all they said. Nothing really important. Who cares? Mark Briscoe, he shows up. He talks about Philly being where he and Jay Briscoe got started in pro wrestling. So, Mark Briscoe says that his focus is on Kyle Fletcher and the TNT Championship that he wears around his waist. So, basically, the Don Callis family, they come out, and the goons, they show up. So Mark basically wants to challenge one of the goons because he knows that Kyle Fletcher doesn't want to fight. So basically it ends up being Lance Archer. Oh my God, what the hell? Really? So Mark Briscoe defeats Lance Archer. I don't care about this. This is shit. Whatever. Moving on. This leads us into Toni Storm. She's backstage. She addresses the fans of Philadelphia and her title reign, surpassing a forever champion and a title collector. She tells the women of AEW to bring their best, their worst, and everything in between. God doesn't judge. That's Toni Storm's job. So that's interesting there. I do like that, I guess. I do like Toni Storm. Moving on. So we go backstage. We hear from Chris Statlander and Harley Cameron. My bad. They talk about being undefeated and heated before Harley Cameron starts to call out Brodito, with Chris saying that they should they should focus on the likes of Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. First, Marina Shafir and Willa Yuta, their sorry asses show up, and Chris Statlander tells them she's got a message from their friend. Willa Yuta senses the tension, and then he dips out. I don't care about this shit at all. Who really gives a damn? This leads us into the Deathriders being defeated by Brodito, which is Brody King and Bandito. They defeated Claudio Castagnoli and Willa Yuta. Darby showed up in this as well, and Moxley did as well, and there was a brawl that broke out. I don't give a shit about this at all. Who cares? So, we go backstage. We hear from Okada, who addresses the rising tensions between the unified champion and Tenosuke Takeshita. So, Okada reminds Takeshita that he is the top dog of the Don Callis family. Yay! Do I care about this? No, I don't. I really do not. So, MVP, him, along with the Hurt Syndicate, they actually challenge... they accept the challenge of Ricochet. So, who cares about this? He said that he's going to slap Ricochet's disrespectful mouth shut. That was funny. I do like that. Moving on. So Edge shows up. And it's a massive brawl that ensues with FTR and Edge and Christian. Yada, yada, yada. I don't care about this. Dax gets busted open. Yay, I don't care. We get a video package about Jon Moxley and Danny Garcia facing each other at Collision. Don't care. Moving on. So, basically, this leads us into the main event, which is the All-Star 8-Man tag. Hangman, Adam Page, Kenny Omega, Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, and Mike Bailey versus Kyle Fletcher, Josh Alexander, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. And who wins this? It was the heels. They win this. I don't care about this at all. So Fletcher, he gets the win. He wins via the Brainbuster on the turnbuckle. 1, 2, 3. And then basically Omega and Hangman Page just show up to fight off the bad guys, but to no avail. The Don Callis family beats the crap out of everyone, and they stand tall. I don't care about this shit at all. This was lame. This was a waste of time. Again, Dynamite continues to be boring week in and week out. Kyle Fletcher being the top heel is disgusting. He is mid at best. He should not be AEW World Champion. I'm not even going to hold you guys up on that. That would be lame as fuck if Tony Khan ever decided to go that route. But this show was nonsensical. MJF was not on the show either. I don't know, man. I feel like we're in store for some more bad television until we get to All Out. So, just lock in and buckle up. Because, guys, it's going to be a bumpy ass ride. But what did you guys think of Dynamite? What do you guys think of the news about HBO Max and you having to still pay a high amount of money to watch this garbage on pay-per-view? $40, that's way too damn much. And what do you think about All Out having to be moved into an earlier start time? To me, it's fine. I'll watch both shows, as you guys know I will. So there is that. What did you guys think of Dynamite? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.